guys, welcome back to the races. It's June 28th and today we are at the Kansas MotoFram near Parker, Kansas. We got something new and unique this time. We're doing a 3-moto format. So, live engine starts on the motocross track, a little bit of woods, and a lot of grass track. So, the 600s, the C class, they just took off, and just about as fast as the gate comes back up, the 700s or my class are going to take off. And we're off. There's Andy Anderson over there on the left. You got the whole shot there. Riding the 2020 YZ 250FX today. Thought we'd do in the moto. The suspension on this guy is a little bit stiffer, a little bit better for the motocross track, and it's just a fun bike to ride. Oh, shift, Dan shift. I'm not much of a moto guy. I enjoy it. I'm trying to learn it a little bit better, but I've ridden mostly trails, woods. There's Darren Reeves over on the left. He thought about getting around me, but shut the door. The thing about moto is like everybody's kind of bunched up, but there's a lot of opportunities to pass if you know what you're doing. It really gets the adrenaline pumping. Enjoy it, not very good at it. A little hard on the throttle there. Let the back end get around, and there goes Darren. So this big tabletop coming, I say big for me anyway. I have been struggling to clear this. I'm going to call that a clear. First time ever, I'm going to call that a clear. The back end might have clipped the top, but I'm going to call that good. Whoops right here. Basically just carried the front tire over the first one and then hammered through the rest of them. They were not very tall, thankfully. So first time around the motocross track, we're going to skip scoring. We have really hot weather today. We were worried about the rain, so the track had been kind of set up so that even if we had a lot of rain, it'd still be good and rideable. Turned out we really did get the rain that was in the forecast, so a little bit of dust in the grass track. The motocross track was awesome in the morning. It got a little hard packed by the afternoon, but still great weather to ride in. This little section looks like you should just be wide open, and maybe those better skilled were, but it was off camber just enough, and there were some embedded rocks in there that I kind of tiptoed around it. So if you're not familiar with the Kansas MotoFram, it's a great property, volunteer membership. I've been a member out there since it started, I don't know, 3-4 years ago, whenever that was. They've got the motocross track that's available to ride, quite a bit of woods tracks. We've done forward motion races here, quite a few years. Just a great property to ride. So highly encourage you to check it out if you're interested. This is about all the woods that we're going to see. Pretty straightforward, just about everything, wide enough to get an ATV through. Not sure who this is I'm behind, but I'm trying to hang right with them. Not sure if they're in the in my class or in the 600C class. Because we were doing the 3-moto format, the laps were really short. I think we were doing 6 to 7 minute type lap times. So you quickly could catch up to some of the folks in the class in front of you, and the faster guys behind me were quickly catching up to me even in the first lap. Like, there goes somebody from the row behind. I'm guessing that's a sportsman class there.
Different class behind you.
They are from the 600 class. Just letting them know that they, I aren't really racing for spots, so. Yeah, they're on the left, 713. He is in my class. It's a good pass. Hawaiian shirt guy. Pretty much always see him pass me at some point. Sometimes early, sometimes a little later, but I think that's in the sportsman class. But pretty fast kid. Somebody else from the rows behind. Really the only mud section there was, and this is kind of a low line area out in the field. I just needed to stay on the throttle and push a little harder. Not sure who that was, but they're having fun. Aren't we all? They're on the right there, 720. That's Nathan Bridgewater. Great guy. Met him today, hanging out in the pits right next to us. Andy had met him before, and got a chance to know him. And really good guy. So, we're going to see him a couple times throughout the day. So, oh, and I got around the guy that was in front of me. So, hanging out here behind Nate, I'm going to try to do the best to catch up to the back of him. Watching these videos back, these sections through here I can tell just not aggressive, just kind of coasting through there. Oh no, there's a turn. And there goes Russell Keller behind. He's in my class. I knew that turn was there. I'd done the practice laps. Give the outside a shot. You can see big, wide, sweeping turns. Lots of line choices there. Pretty sure that's Russell right in front of me. Just need to give it a little more juice, Dan. Coming in a sport morning. It was kind of awkward as a bit of an off-camber, but that's the end of a lap. There's a full lap, so we're going to jump around from race to race so it doesn't get too monotonous. Alright, fast forward. Still behind Russell. Still in Moto 1. Wide open grass tracks always a lot of fun. You can definitely tell the riders that are a little more skilled at going around the corners. I watch the YouTubes. I follow some of the motocross type channels. I know the theory, set up on the tank, get the weight over the front, steer a little bit with the throttle. Theory and execution are two different things, especially for me. We're hanging tight with Russell, at least for now. Shift. I really need to get the, I think the gearing, especially for these, for moto and the wide open sections on this bike, are off just a little bit. 51 tooth in the rear, and third just lugs a little too much coming out of the corners, and second runs out way too fast. So I bought a 48 tooth sprocket. I think I'm going to give that a shot for the next time I go out to the motocross track and see if that works a little bit better. I also know I could probably just clutch it a little bit with third, and somebody that knows what they're doing a little bit better. I'm sure Keegan could probably figure it out. You just need to derail that outside a little bit more. Easy to watch these videos back and go, dummy, why didn't you stay on the throttle harder? Why didn't you do this? I'll tell you, at the moment and the time, at least for me, I feel like I'm going as fast as I can physically go without the bike, washing out or falling over. I know there's lots of opportunities to go faster. I just got to figure out, well, one, push myself to do it. Russell ever watches any of my videos, but good opportunity to get some good follow cam for him on that lap. So Russell ends up getting away from me. Not much else exciting happens, and we finish Moto 1 in 8th place. Here we are for Moto 2. 600's are already gone, and we're off. said, the one thing is I was getting some great starts. The rider on the right there is Ryan Walker. He went on to win the day. Congratulations, Ryan. He's a fast guy. Now, ironically, we don't see Andy. There goes Darren Reeves on the left. Andy pulled up to the starting gate before we were getting ready to go and realized 1 to 2 of his sprocket bolts had actually come loose and wouldn't allow the rear wheel to turn. So he runs back to the pits, and I assume he's out for the race. So at this point, we think Andy's out for the race, back at the pits, fixing his sprocket. Try going outside the berm this time. Cut inside the track. I didn't see no markers. It's all fair. Caught up to somebody out of the C class. It's like 622 if I'm reading the number on his jersey. So that was a little off camber right there as you get ready to enter into the woods. Nothing too challenging, but kick you around a bit. That off camber again. It just seems like you should be able to rail through there. But for me anyway, I still, pretty much every lap, just kind of tiptoe through there just enough. Alright, I think I've got an opening. No. I get past. The little creek down and up was probably the most technical section we had for the day, so very, very easy track. Like I said, I think they set it up in case we got a lot of rain, which we did not get, so made for some fast lap times, fun racing. And throwing the motocross track in there is something we don't get to do very often in the Four Motion series. And I'll tell you, personally, on a really hot day like it was, the 3-moto format I thought worked out really well. 30-minute motos, you can go out, you can push hard, didn't even need to take a drink pack, come back to the pits, throw some gear off, cool down, get some liquids back in you, hydrate, maybe grab a little bite of food here and there. I thought it made it much easier to survive the heat in this format. Oh, I had the inside. Oh, he went ahead and let me have it. Thank you. Again, a little off camber turn to the left. Tiptoe through there just a touch. We jump ahead. Still in Moto 2. I don't know what lap we're on here, but and there goes Nathan by again. See right there. I either needed to be in second and downshift ahead of time, clutch it, but just couldn't drag out of that corner. And Nathan was faster. I looked at lap times throughout the day. He consistently ran a little faster lap times than I did. I got better starts than he did, but he typically was catching me and passing me before the end of the race. I'm going to do everything I can to try to hang right with him here. Get the guy on the inside. Do I hold the position? He's making a run. I think I got him. Pulls off the inside. There comes Andy.
I think Andy just put the block pass on me.
It was a sweet little pass he did. So somehow he got back to the pits, tightened up the sprocket bolts, got those all set, came back, and I think he started directly behind the 800 class. Made his way through the 800 class and has caught me and passed me. So. You don't recognize Andy's name. He's typically been doing the medical, so he was sweeper / medical for several races. He really loves moto. He's pretty good at it for us old guys. So he's able to race this one. Alright, we're going to fast forward a little bit. I tried to cut out quite a bit of the races, just anything possibly interesting. A little bit of follow footage if I'm racing with someone else, whether they're my class or a different class. And if you guys have any feedback, ideas, different things you'd like to see on the videos, leave comments. I always enjoy watching other people's videos. I typically watch just about all of them on the races to see what it's like from other people's point of view. So I thought I'd put these out there, and if there's things you like, dislike, let me know. Happy to try to make changes. I think 2 riders ahead of me is still Nathan, so he's still in sight. He hasn't completely left me. Started to get quite a bit of braking bumps into those corners, of course. Again, this little section right here just didn't push like I needed to. There's someone who's pushing a little harder. No real reason why. It's a little neutral. There's Nathan on the outside of the corner. We're making up a little bit of ground on him, and I think we're in the last lap. Moto 2. I'm running out of real estate, though. Checkered flag, the end of Moto 2. Nathan got me. Ended up 6th place in Moto 2, so we're moving better, moving up. Alright, here we go, start of Moto 3. Oh, look at that start. There's Andy on the left. Darren on the right. Darren told me he wasn't a moto guy, but he sure didn't seem to have any problems going fast. Andy, I think, is riding a KTM 350. Well, no, he's riding a KTM 350. It's a new bike to him. He's really meshing with it well. I think Darren was riding his KTM 350. I'm going to chalk it up. I just need another 100 cc's. About to slid out on the inside. I've got this brake squeal going on pretty good. Oh, I'm not giving up that easy. That's a 700, I think 713. I'm gonna pass him on the outside. Just couldn't find the spot. Alright, I'm gonna get him on the inside. Not quite. I actually think that's somebody in the 600 class. We're not really racing for position. I can't really say they're holding me up, but I feel at this point, you know, at least in the helmet, I feel like I'm faster, and gosh darn it, I need to get around. Plus, racing's just fun. It doesn't matter what class they're in. There's a hot line. just wasn't fast enough over it. There's 621. I think we saw him earlier. He goes to the outside. There were two lines up this little hill. The inside, I think, was definitely the faster liner, in my opinion. Guy on the Kawasaki, I think, was from the 900 class. I saw him every moto. He was cruising. Into the inside. I think it was Daryl that came up to me before the second or third lap and told me it was the lever on the right that you needed to turn to go faster. So I appreciate the pro tip there. Alright, here's our opening, finally. That wasn't for a spot. It was just somebody else that we were cruising along at pretty similar speeds, so. And there goes Nathan again. Gosh darn it. Good for him, good for him. I'll get him at the next one. Away. Fast forward a little bit. I think this is coming through on the last lap of this moto. What did that little turn into scoring was tricky. It was a fun day. 3 moto format, loved it. Ended up finishing 5th in that last moto. There's Daryl giving a fist bump at the finish. So ended up for a 6th overall. It was a great day and hope to see you guys at the next one.